Hey, what's up, everybody? This article's coming out, the Washington Post, and they say that the democracy dies in darkness. I got on a new personality today, so look out. This is gonna be a good one. All right, this says opinions right at the top. You can see it. You're not gonna see the whole thing because I'm getting these commercials out of here. All right. So it says why the judge of Micheal Flynn case should have immediately dismissed the case. Right? There goes Micheal Flynn looking like a hot shot with his glasses on, red tie, and he's walking away. He's gonna be a free man, this guy. Right? Well, I gotta remember to talk when this thing is. All right. This is today. All right, whatever it is. If it's not, you're definitely going to hear about it today. So it says, this post has been updated. We know that. Alright, so listen to this. U.S. District Judge Emmett G. Sullivan on Tuesday took action to delay the Justice Department move to drop charges against former National Security Guard Micheal Flynn. Sullivan says he expects legal experts and independent groups to weigh in on the department's decision not to prosecute Flynn for lying to the FBI. You know something? Let's keep it real quick. If this was a normal guy, you lie to the FBI, you're going to jail for a long time. Let's keep it real. I don't care if he was a good guy or not. If you lie to the FBI, you're going to jail. If I lie to the FBI, I'm going to jail for a while. The most they're going to give me, the least they're going to give me is, I think, 3 or 4 years. You can't lie to the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Alphabet Gang, and you're lying into them in front of everybody. But these guys, they're walking away scot clean because they're showing that their power is on display. All right. It's kind of like you're taking out your finest jewelry. You're saying, look at this. Am I hot? You know I am. But this is another form of flaunting. Let's read on. The judge's ruling was a mistake. He should have been immediately dismissed the case. Sullivan certainly should not heed those urging him to deny the Justice Department motion, which would force prosecution and Flynn to a sentencing hearing or a trial that neither party wants. John Glenson, a former judge, and 2 others thoughtfully argued this week that Sullivan should do just that. And on the heels of that opinion, Sullivan has appointed Gleason to argue against the motion to dismiss and to explore whether Flynn should be held. Judges, though, have no special interest in forcing prosecutors to prosecute. The nation's court system. What you gonna tell me that the judges? Oh, they have no special interest in forcing the prosecutors to prosecute. Okay. In other words, this is a good guy. He's one of us. He's protected the nation in his own little way. So what if he did this little thing? we're not really interested in it, the judge is saying. That's a kind of a wink. The judges are winking at the prosecutors, if you could read between the lines. All right, because if you really think about it, there's no reason to even talk about the judges have a special interest for the prosecutors to prosecute. There's no reason even to have that on the table. But when you say that, that's kind of like code for yo. What I want you to do is I want you to tell those prosecutors over there that we're not even thinking about prosecuting the guy. And what that does is that kind of like just the judges are winking at the prosecution, and the prosecution's like, all right, this whole system is become. I'm on either side with Flynn. I don't even care. I just know that the whole system, if I was in court, I'd be done. That's all I know. There wouldn't be a hair on my ass that would tell me I'm going to win. Except for Christ, obviously. He'll knock them all out. Let me keep reading. The nation's court system is meant to adjudicate disputes between parties and to protect defendants from overreaching prosecutors. It is an adversary system, meaning that each side is responsible for presenting its own case. In the case under discussion, the dispute was initiated by the federal government against Flynn. The charge was fairly limited as far as federal prosecutions go, a sole count of making a false statement, which carries a maximum 5 years, low federal standards. All right. Flynn had pleaded guilty. All right, so now this guy's pleading guilty. On top of it, at least give him 2 to 3 years to this charge, and the prosecution has asked for no jail time. All right, well, house arrest, fine. Maybe we'll give him that. But Flynn later filed a motion to vacate that plea agreement based on a number of arguments, including the recent disclosed documents show his innocence. Oh my God, are you serious? After those documents came to light, the Justice Department filed its motion to dismiss. So people could do this. What they did was they had some kind of documents that was possibly kind of like just out of nowhere. I mean, like, how do people find stuff like this, especially right around, election season and stuff like that? This guy was bagged back in the day, and then now out of nowhere, it's like, oh, we found something, this is the kind of things that's going on, So they found a couple of files, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I ain't got nothing against Micheal Flynn. I'm just saying, I'm just saying what it says. They found something, all right? They found some files, all right? Because that ends the parties' dispute, and because granting the dismissal does not implicate the defendant's rights, Sullivan should have, Sullivan should have simply granted the motion without further action. Instead, now he was appointed a former prosecutor and judge to formally oppose the dismissal and intends to hear from the third parties about the government's decision to dismiss. I think they're going to get him off the hook. All right? That sets a dangerous precedent. Do we want judges asking prosecutors about the reason for dismissal in an ordinary case, or going so far as to appoint special prosecutors when a co-equal branch has declined a case? See, what this is doing is just breaking up the government. It's totally confusing them now. And if you want to know why, it's because Trump is calling these people out and letting them know that this is all Obama's fault. Are you going to stand with me or are you not? Trump has been putting the blame on Obama about everything since day one. And Obama ain't that much there's not that much power in one man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he was in office for 8 years. He made a couple of good friends. But he ain't got that much power. James Comey was on there, and what, he corrupted James Comey. He found out about Micheal Flynn. He bugged the White House and fixed the elections. Ain't nobody got that much power. Alright? And I like Trump. I'm just saying, you gotta keep it practical. Alright? So what's happening here is the highest court system right now is in disarray. It's literally in disarray. Alright, and if you don't have a court system, that's kind of like Moses setting the laws, and then the laws not really working out. So I'm gonna keep going here, which wasn't happening because those laws wasn't enforced. But the problem is these laws are enforced, but they only enforce for people like me and people that are not rich. Alright, there is simply no legal basis to get into the reason why the case is being dropped, even if it appears the reason was political. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry to say this, but color does play a big role too, because Bill Cosby should not be in jail right now. Alright, even with all the money that he had, with all of the beautiful the lawyers and stuff, he shouldn't even be in jail right now. But they put him in there. So it ain't just about money these days. Alright? Alright? Those arguing for Sullivan to force prosecutors and Flynn into a sentencing hearing say that because Flynn already had been adjudicated guilty, the judge should not dismiss the case like 90% of federal defendants. However, Flynn pleaded guilty instead of proceeding to the trial, and not only that, but he agreed to waive his right to appeal. Now, not only did this guy say he was guilty, but he also waived his right to appeal. I mean, really? And they're saying 90? How about 99% of the cases they don't? I mean, come on. This is preposterous. Let's keep going. And I'm going to have to cut it short. And not only that, but he agreed to waive his right to appeal, to waive any constitutional defects. In other words, he shot himself in the foot to his conviction and to become a government informant. Alright, so he shot himself in the foot and healed up real quick. I would say he's better than the T-1000. He healed up like T-1000 on Terminator. Defendants give into those demands in federal systems because the inordinate power the prosecutors have to influence the defendant's ultimate sentencing. If Flynn, who has no criminal record and the ability to hire good lawyers, would sign a deal such as imagine the pressure exerted on less powerful defendants to give up all their rights. The reality is the deals like this are commonly signed in federal courts by innocent as well as guilty. So, article goes on. You can find this in the Washington Post. I'm not reading fast to highlight that one part that, this is what's going on. And, Micheal Flynn, free Micheal Flynn, right? He's gonna go. Go, Micheal Flynn, go! He's getting out of here. He is a free bird. Micheal Flynn is the man, and he's a free guy. Go, Flynn, go. Flynn away. fly.